It was just 1 month ago that Donald Trump was indicted on 37 counts related to his handling of classified materials. Trump's Mar-a-Lago judge, Aileen Cannon, set the trial date for August 14th, and everyone sort of knew that that is not going to hold. It's almost certainly going to change in the coming weeks. Then special counsel Jack Smith's office filed to hold the trial as early as December, and we've yet to see how long Trump and his lawyers plan to drag out the process, but what they'll come back with. But a new poll from Political Magazine and Ipsos is giving us some fascinating insight into how voters are thinking about this. It found that a clear majority of Americans, 62%, think the trial should happen before the 2024 election. Take a look at when we break that out by political affiliation. You see that red column on the left side, that's of your screen. Almost half of Republicans, in fact, a plurality of them, agree the trial should happen quickly. Only a little more than a third disagree. Over on the right side on your screen, roughly the same number of independents think the trial should happen before the election. And when asked about Trump's guilt, almost half of all Americans said they believe he is guilty of the charges. Less than a third do not think he's guilty. And again, breaking that down by party gives us a pretty interesting picture. Unsurprisingly, an overwhelming majority of Democrats believe he's guilty. But again, look at that red column. A full quarter of Republicans think Trump is guilty, which is interesting. There's the very people he needs to win over to get the nomination. Another 20% are unsure. And look how many people, independents, just don't know. That's the yellow column, right? It's not a good sign for the ex-president. More than a third of independents think he's guilty. A little less than half are just unsure, and they could go either way. Ankush Khardori is a former federal prosecutor. He is now a contributing writer for Political Magazine, where he wrote about this new polling, and he joins me now. Ankush, I thought the logic of, I was surprised by the finding that 62% say, yes, let's have this trial before the election. What do you think of it?
I was surprised by it, too, and in particular, the fact that almost half of Republicans held that view, as you noted. And what I draw from that is that, Americans are taking this seriously, and they want to know the outcome of this proceeding before they potentially head to the polls and reelect this man. And, I have to say that, the fact that people want this to move along quickly is somewhat surprising to me, because it may be hard for the judge to accommodate that preference. But it kind of, I thought, was somewhat reassuring that people are taking this seriously and thinking to themselves, well, this is information that I would like to have before I consider whether or not this man should be in office again.
Yes, I mean, it's the most obviously logical way to think about this. Like, okay, let's have a trial and see, did he do this thing? Let's give him the process and have it out and have a conclusion about the man's, a felon or not before we decide to vote for him. I also thought, one thing I thought, too, was, and people have said this all along, if you're a Republican who thinks he's being railroaded and he's innocent, you want his name cleared as soon as possible, right? I mean, if you think the guy didn't do it, and if you think that's all going to come out of trial, there's an incentive to have it so that you can say, I don't want this hanging over me when voters go to the polls.
Yeah, that's true, right? So there is an argument in favor of, if you're that sort of voter, you hold that view, that you would want this to happen before the election, so it'll clear his name. But I think that, there were other numbers in the poll that suggest some sort of complications around the narrative that these indictments may actually be helping Trump. I think these numbers don't actually back that up, and they suggest to me, in fact, that the Republican respondents were a little bit more conflicted. I mean, if you ran the numbers, it was basically a net nothing in terms of the effect that the indictment had on Republicans' views. Roughly a quarter, I think, said it made them more likely. Roughly a quarter said less likely to support him. And about a half said that they don't know. And, I know that Trump and many of his allies have been saying, oh, these indictments are propelling him through the polls and boosting the fundraising numbers. But as you know, correlation is not causation, and a lot of other things have happened during the same period. And I think these numbers suggest that it may not be the indictments that are affecting the trajectory of the GOP primary race at the moment.